I hope you've been looking good, feeling good, smelling good, eating good, drinking, thinking good thoughts, having a good time, sharing good energy in good places with good people, doing good things. You know what? I left my notes are on that phone that's playing entirely too loud in the background. So give me a second. Let's see. All right. So, okay. Some of the energy that I was getting was like somebody's been cut out. But, and I was trying to take a nap and then I got more downloads. So I was like, okay, I'm going to just go ahead and do this. But it's almost like I got somebody, even may work at a federal building or something like that. And you know how, like, at these big federal buildings, maybe somebody's like an attorney or a judge or works in some court office, and they all have, like, or a police officer maybe, but they have a back entrance to the building. They don't come in the same way the public comes in. And I get somebody's like got their key card or whatever it is in any of those, different bureaus and stuff like that, whatever it is that they use to get in there, they're not like, they don't get access. And then they're taken like by whomever usually handles whoever's at the door who doesn't have like a way in, which at this point is them. So they go around to, like, I guess the public entrance and eventually get someone there, and then they're finding out like that they're getting put in like a room, like, oh, they're not even allowed to like go back to where they normally go. They get put, and that's like, there's all these like different people, they want to call it a layoff. Yeah. There's an a change in this being established and settled and secure and wealthy energy. Yeah, and they're trying to hide that they're suffering. Yeah. So, and they're trying to hide that they're suffering right now. So, that's a part of it. So, and they know that it's because of, somebody in that energy that's addicted, probably because the addictions is on the bottom of that. Okay. So, um let's see. Let's see. So these people are being suffering in silence, and they're either being kicked out of groups or they're losing their jobs. Like, I heavily got lost jobs. Yeah, they're exhausted too. They're tired as I don't know what too. They're really exhausted. Um, because they know that right now is not the time to even be getting laid off. You know what I mean? But they knew that I feel like they know they babysat their like situations too long. They knew that they like stayed in this like negative energy and like corruption is what I keep hearing, because that's what a lot of people are getting accused of, because they're going into the office and then they're not being able to access the building, and they're finding out like, okay, so we found that you're guilty of some corruption here at the workplace. Look, I'm not making this up. At the workplace, or wherever it is. Yeah. And they said, and they're trying to stake their claim too in that instance. But you always know, like, if they already denied the access, they already investigated it. And in these situations, they have. It's like they were hopeful. That's what they're telling the person too, because I guess they like the person, so they're letting someone that they know, but that's also superior to them, like, let them know, like, yeah, we were hopeful that it was just like something that someone else was doing to try to make you look bad, but we actually found out like it's you. Like, we were hopeful, but we found out it was really you, you know? Yeah. Ooh. So whomever it is that's close to this person at the workplace, they're feeling like, dang, I can't believe I was this close to like somebody that was that like crazy. That's what they're saying. And since these people won't go get actual help or stop what they're doing because they don't feel like they're crazy, then they're going to just continue to, yeah, now they're going to be drinking a lot is what I'm hearing. Yep, it's even more like, yeah, maybe with the friends that are all like, there are other people that are, yeah, they're going to kind of nurture each other's situation by drinking together. And let me tell you, that's going to be a disaster. Yeah, there's some type of wishful thinking that they can, like, oh, well, don't worry, but that's not the circumstances. Yeah, they're going to keep nurturing each other through this. Yeah, they're really going to try to stay hopeful. Yeah, I hope they, what are they going to do next? What kind of great experience are are they hoping to have next? Yeah, this is what's gonna. Ooh. Whenever I do that, it's not good. Listen, they're going to be drowning. They're going to be drowning. They're going to be trying to stay away from people. So people don't know. Again, we already said they're suffering in silence. And I feel like collective going to be popping out. Get about a couple weeks when you don't have no other finances coming in. And you can't borrow from anywhere because you owe everywhere. And see, that's what I was saying about that, like, oh, this person looks like, it's like, I keep seeing this saying that says something like, I knew that I was special when people that had more than me were jealous of me. It's like, but wait a minute. We're all kind of like trying to achieve, similar typical things, right? Love and happiness and, a career or something that we can do that brings us joy each and every day, right? Outside of our family, right? So we can have something else that's just for us, right? Yeah, but these people, they're trapped. They're trapped. And it's like, you're not. But all of their possibilities are trapped behind that karma that they have to walk through for all of this garbage here. Yeah. They don't like it that they feel like you're laughing at them. They feel like you will laugh at them if they try to come bring you some apology. This card really wants me to see it. Yeah, that's what they keep daydreaming about. They keep thinking about, like, well, since I know so and so, since so and so and I were close back in the day, maybe if I go apologize for being Two-Faced. I didn't even know the Two-Faced card was under there, guys. That's where Two-Face is, usually underneath the surface, right? Why would someone like us know? Why would, unsuspecting good people know that people are just being phony? They always like to mask themselves. Look, these type of people. What it is that they long for, like, true intimacy, and then when they get it, because they don't know, like, because they have had such a lack of it, such a deficit of it, they don't know how to respond to it in order to maintain it and keep it within their grasp, which it's weird because it's like, oh, you should let love flow, right? You should let, the goodness of other people, flow to you, organically. And that's, but that's the whole part of, understanding karma and understanding the ebb and flow of life, and understanding that, like, you can't just go around doing evil things and think that it's not gonna. Man, when I was younger, I had a friend that I had a friend, and his mother and I spoke on the phone quite a bit, because he was in prison and we would just chat and stuff. And then one day she tells me, and she was quite old, like maybe in her 60s, and she's like, something I did when I was in my 20s and came back to bite me. And I was like, oh my gosh. So some people, ooh, look, that's happened today for some people. All I did was split the deck. That's happened for today. Some people right now are like, dang, they're longing for the opportunity to go back in time. Like, now they get, like, dang. It could be somebody who you had a love affair with. It could be somebody who who sees you having a glow up that used to be a friend. It could be a family member who burned bridges. It could be, a sibling that's facing the consequences. It could be, some ignorant person who just said, oh, that was the other thing. So these people who are getting let go from their job, they're like, part of it, they're trying to say, well, why didn't anybody say anything to me, and I could have changed what I was doing. It's like, why are you misbehaving in your workplace, or like in a place where we're here to uphold a certain responsibility and a duty? So it's like, well, why didn't anybody say anything to you? And it's just kind of like, well, what? So a lot of people are having that moment where it's like, well, why didn't anybody say anything? They're getting in those instances themselves where they're seeing what you were saying. Well, why didn't anybody say anything? Why didn't anybody tell me? They're getting in those instances, and it can be the craziest thing. Like, some people are finding out that their spouse is cheating on them, and their whole family knows. And their family's like, well, yeah, we knew that he was seeing TT. I don't know why it's saying TT. Yeah, we knew that he was seeing TT. For some people, they're finding out their spouse is seeing someone of the same sex. Like, yeah, well, we knew that, some narcissist is actually in a relationship with somebody else. A paranoid narcissist is in a same-sex relationship, and and that's their third party, is the same sex person. And there's nothing wrong with it being in a same-sex relationship. It's about being honest with the person that you're actually in the relationship with, which is your person that you're on paper with, that you cohabitate with, you know yeah. These people are so hopeless, like a penny with a hole in it. Yeah, they know they burn their bridges. No less, no. Ooh, they have legal issues. I saw that. I'm gonna shuffle one more time here and I'll stop. Yep, they're running from them legal issues. They trying to pack up to get out of Dodge, but they know they can't because the car went down on the table. Like, yeah, nah, mm, nah. I know Uno's super cool. They're in all of these different emotions that are filled with like worry and fear. So all the type of like anxiety issues that you could imagine. Yeah, this may be some like clingy family members, or they may be trying to cling to family members right now, and those family members are like, nah, I'm good. They don't want to hear any excuses, these family members. They're like, nah, don't try to run over here. That's wild. No, it's not. It's weird. It's real. It's real. Okay, so let's hear a little bit more. So what is it about the collective that's got them? Because it's almost like they just sit and watch you. They just sit and watch the collective and try to see what the collective is doing. It's almost like an identity crisis for a bunch of people, though. Like, did you forget who you are? That you're an individual too, and that you have the right to go live your life and not be, under some pressure of gossip? Like, what the hell? What kind of first grade stuff is this? Are we grown-ups? I'm confused. You hear the inflection in my voice because I'm thoroughly like, what? I'm not making this up. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Give me just a second. All right, because some people like to play games. They don't have shit else better to do all day. And I don't have time for that. Like, you're not gonna just be sitting up in my comments playing games. Anyway, yeah, that's listen. That's all it is. The devil trying to be in the mix, get some attention, trying to stop your enterprising spirits, trying to stop you from being focused. But that's the thing. Right now, stay in the flow focus. That was the download too. Stay in the focus of just flowing with everything. Just being kind of like, and stay very focused on your manifestation. That was a heavy download too when I was trying to take my nap. Shoot. I was getting ready to take a good old nap, or so I thought. All right, so between, so I think we're in a new moon, right? The full moon is on the 17th. So from the 14th through the 21st, that's when you should really like heavily increase or see some predictive changes is what I keep hearing. Predictive changes. Predictive changes with respect to your manifestation. Look at that. I like how that works. Predictive changes? Yes, predictive changes. Regular, neat, and controllable. She knows what she's talking about. This is not a game. No, this is not Uno. Uno reverse, you little idiot. Hey, listen. Anyway, we come here to grow and try to expand our minds on ways of thinking and looking at things that are coming to our lives to diminish us or to, try to dumb us down or take us away from our focus. And any individuals that are here to try to, do some old dumb stuff, they're cursed on every land that they walk is what I just saw in these cards, because I saw cursed and land. So Maybe someone's also trying to sell their house and they're realizing that their land is cursed. Oh my gosh. Anyway, what else? Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, so there's this confrontation. So people are going to continuously trying to confront you. Yeah, they're going to continue to be confrontational. They're going to continue to do that because they're out of energy, so they're going to continue to try to send negative energy towards you. You know what I mean? Give me a second. Oh, so that is a part of a hate crime too. They don't like that we're, whatever. I don't know. We're not whatever they want us to be. And that's the thing. You can tell the difference. It's like, oh, we hate you. Like, yeah, you give us more power. That's what you're doing. That's literally what they do. It's like if you don't have anything else to do but stalk and harass other people, you're actually giving us the power, and that's why you feel so defeated right now. That's literally why these people are stalking and harassing so much and being so confrontational. Is because they know they've lost. And this is the thing, they're not dead. So it is what it is. We're on live. It's too late. I said the word, but they in the grave. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you're in the grave and you're still alive, what are you doing? You trying to grasp and claw and scream and holler at anything and anyone and anything you can, right? To probably try to get you out. And everybody's just, no, we saw this person, blah, 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 blah. And we saw these people and we know, and it's like fingers are getting pointed and people are like, you know what, I don't believe that I'm the type of person that needs to go down with these type of people because I really don't have that type of character, but I found myself in a situation with people that I really didn't want to get involved with. What did this say? Oh yeah. I was in a situation where I didn't even want to be loyal to this because this card been sitting here in my hand for a minute because I saw it earlier. Yeah. They're realizing it. And it's just it's in a big way across the planet, across the universe, across the galaxies. And to be perfectly honest, it's about time that all of this, was set on fire. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy to me because people don't realize that this Diddy stuff is actually another distraction. That's what I was going to call this. Diddy is a distraction. Diddy is a distraction. 101 on the clock. Diddy is a distraction for the simple fact that what they're trying to keep you from paying attention to is that laws change. We become a part of a united nation. Oh yeah, it's on their website, right? Because that's where I get my research from. Their websites, because they have to post this information. And there was some gentleman that came out and said, well, why aren't people focused on this? The focus right now is supposed to be on the fact that we're changing this government and everybody's focused on somebody's baby oil. Distractions. People are thinking that Diddy's a distraction from the election. Other people are just sitting there like, okay, we know the election is a distraction from something. It always is. This election shenanigans is always something else. But this is a plan for 2030. And I'm not making this up. I saw the people following me, like in the live pull off. That's cool too. I like that. If you can't handle the truth, you can't handle the truth. So, listen, it's on their website, okay? I don't have to make anything up. So that's when we're supposed to become, you're not part of the United Nations. And my child already knew this. My child was like, I told you this a long time ago, but it's like a plan for 2030. I'm trying to look it up. It had to be this. It had to be this. I hope you guys understand. I don't make stuff up. Let's see. What's the website it was on? Let me go here. Let me see if. Bear with me. Because it was a biker. So it was a biker dude that said it first. That somebody, and I was like, wait a minute. And so then I clicked on the biker dude stuff and I was like, yo, wait a minute. That makes perfect sense. But then I went to the website and I saw that it was a part of the agenda to be, what is it called, man? Because of course they delete this stuff before you can get it out. They'll probably delete this video too, guys. Damn. The Global Compact Initiative. I found it on the UN's website. This is the United Nations website. And we're not a United Nation, but their goal is to do that. They've had a summit. And that's what the whole thing was because they're like, I don't see why people don't see this. This is something that we're voting on like in the month, like on November 5th, I think it is. And on November 5th, they're voting on this initiative where everybody becomes a part of this UN, which is basically technology is how they identify us. So whatever it is that you guys were not wanting to happen, all these conspiracy theories, where they're doing it right in front of us. I don't know if you looked at the global, the UN's global, man. I knew I shouldn't have started this until I had finished sitting. Because I had all the PDFs downloaded and everything. It was all sitting up on the phone. But I'm sure it's right in there. So you should check it out. You should see if you can find more information yourself, because they're going to put those things down as quickly as they come up. I wouldn't be surprised if I get shadow banned even worse than I've already been, because they've been shadow banning me from the beginning. But it is what it is. I'm going to leave that part alone, because as long as we do the right things, then we're on the right pathway. Okay. A part of that is not voting in the Kamala girl. Okay. Because there are certain individuals that don't want to be watched too. That's a part of it too. You know, but it's like, and you gotta, yeah, it's a hard choice of like where to place your loyalty. I get it. But the first thing that came out, it says, but don't allow negative thoughts or speech to undermine your inner spiritual connection. So don't stand down to any confrontation that you might receive when you start to speak. And because it says, claim your voice and your power to express yourself from your heart. Though it may not yet be visible in your physical world, a new order is generating within the soul and the time. And it also says something about World War II being a project, like a test. Oh, you guys got to go find this. I'll find it and I'll link it, because I'm sure I'm going to like go crazy now if I don't find it and be able to present it back to you. So pay close attention, because I will put it in my community section. If not even in a comment in this, pin it in a comment in this live. But yeah, so though it may not yet be visible in your physical world, a new order is generating within the soul, and in time it shall manifest, and in a transformation that heals your inner world and improves your physical life circumstances too. So the collective that's actually focused on where they're going, and we know that we're like, oh, okay, well, we're in the upright. So it's what's going to happen for us is we won't live in that reality. That will not, there's this ascension process, right? And so you're ascending, so it's not going to even work out the same for you. Right? Because if you're smart like me, you'll go start to look up stuff and you'll know what to do next. I'm going to just leave it at that. Let that be a piece of communication falling in your lap. Anyway, through journeying within, you will gain energy, insight, and freedom from the constraints of what has been. Allow that which needs to end to do so. You shall realize that you are not being denied, but released. There is something new on the horizon for you. Honor your losses, but keep hope in your heart for what is meant to be. I wish I had this card sometime a year or so ago. I'm not kidding. Because it is so difficult. And I'm even going to say especially so for those people who are losing their jobs, and that we first started this conversation about. But this is also an opportunity for you to take heed to what is being told to you in the universe, right? As well as what you need to start telling other people to take heed to. Because if, you know, I guess there were a few of them in here because the number went down when I was like, they were like, oh yeah, they know, she saw me. Anyway, because I feel like this is good information. Like some people understand where to place it, you know? And that's the beauty of these readings. It's like if it's what's for you, it's for you. And what's not is not. And you don't take and consume the things that are not for you, right? All right. Anyway, it's time to free yourself from what has been, learn from it, but do not allow it to define you or direct the course of your life. Give up your stories about the past. You've outgrown them. Callie consumes mistakes, sins, and negativities. Let her free you now so you can open up to the gift of your life unfolding. I think this is a really beautiful reading too. People who are really willing to accept, you know, the reality of things. Like that's the biggest part of it. Like when you're able to accept, you feel me? Like when you're able to accept wherever it is that you're at and say, okay, that's what it is. Okay, I'm gonna get on it. And even if it's baby steps, because it doesn't matter. Like, oh, I want to work out, but I'm not. You know, I don't have time to go to the gym. Okay, walk around the block. It's not about how much you're doing. It's the fact that you're doing something with the benefit of yourself being a better person, and you're not doing anything in, you know, against anybody else's free will, right? You know? So that's the whole thing. Yeah. Don't be afraid to leave any relationships, to reject or to separate yourself entirely. Not some of it is incredibly necessary. It's incredibly necessary. It's because there may be too many people around you that are going to try to help you to maintain your vibration. And right now, you need to maintain your own because it's your journey, right? So I even find myself where sometimes I might not even speak to my friends for a bit. And I just might be like, no, I'm not answering these phone calls, etc., etc., etc. Yeah. Because it's also an understanding that you are trusting. You're trusting in this good news. You know that these changes that you're making, even if it's like to cut off somebody, even if it's just for a period of time or indefinite, whatever it is, however it goes, you know that by being a reliable person to yourself, because I get an energy of like, just like nurturing oneself, always being there for oneself, because the child is holding the mother's face, but you know what I mean? I feel like it's one of those energies that it's like you're being reliable to you. You're expecting that you're going to get good news and you trust, in that for yourself. Yeah. And you know that it would be foolish if you hesitate, because I just saw that in here too. Yeah. So that's why you've decided to like keep your fire ignited. That's definitely what I'm getting. Like there's definitely an energy, because the fire one came out, and I think the candle one is out here too. Yeah. No, it's like it's this, everything's kind of coming to culmination. If you make food, if you cook, if you're a cook like me, you know that when you're cooking something, sometimes you have to take certain recipes in parts, right? You have to mix certain, wet ingredients and then the dry sometimes for certain recipes, right? And that's the same thing with life, right? You can't just, who wants to microwave that, right? And that's the energy that you're in. And I feel like there's this final like sifting or kneading, or it's, one of those little processes that it's like, okay, it's a little bit tedious, but the end result won't be the same unless you do this. It's that like, it's something about making these steps right now is what completes that rhythm of certainty for your reincarnation to take place. Like for you to fully feel and know, because I see memories is behind it too. Maybe you've been remembering some things too. Ooh, maybe there's a lot of childhood things too that are helping you tap into like more energy with respect to your enterprising spirit. Maybe you've been doing something even small as far as like inner child work, because I've already expressed like mine is crunching leaves, right? Because that was one of the things. And then I used to like to do this thing like the girl from Cosby Show did when that day when she was having Blue and they played that jazz song. You know how she was walking outside front the house and she kept stepping on and off the curb with one leg just kind of up and down and up and down. I do that too, because it's the same energy. It's the same childlike experience. Like, oh yeah. And it's something about the getting higher and lower and higher and lower and higher and lower, and understanding that's also a momentum for yourself too. You know what I mean? Definitely is. Yeah. It's kind of like this way of I'm getting an energy of like some people are understanding too now that keeping this privacy and confidentiality and security keeps you in the upright as well. Like not being in that, now that they're in this like somber energy, because I get some people are like have no choice but to kind of sit back and kind of watch and take notes and learn lessons right now. Maybe even some people are learning from their children, which I do all the time. Woo, she be right on time, my little one. She's a Virgo though. Yeah, some people are maybe feeling trapped, whomever. Maybe with how much a child may know, or the fact that this child is reincarnated, like, I don't know, love for themselves, or I don't know. Yeah, that's a weird thing. Yeah, this is this is basically, it's the universe is saying it's just for this person who's receiving this love, this child, but it's a curse for this person who is disillusioned. Whoever this is, like this is the whole purpose of the reincarnation, is to overcome fear and create. This. I think I get like a fertile friendship, fertile flower, whatever. I'm all fertile flower, whatever. Not like it's nothing. It's a great deal, but that's probably the energy of whoever this trapped person is. Like they're trapped by their own. They're trapped by their own explosion. They're trapped how far away they are from anything that resembles a likely experience of life. Because I'm seeing how like this thing is coming towards this planet, and a planet kind of sort of looks like Earth, and that's how I feel like these people feel like their world is like. It's inevitable. It's kind of one of this energy. Like you see it. Like, what do people do in that event of emergency? I don't know. I don't know. I try my very best never to get in those types of experiences. When I have gotten into experiences like that, I've kind of faced it like, okay. Let me repent, because I know that it was not worth it. Yeah, I know that I'm a broken person if I'm doing something to get myself in that energy. And I repent instantly. That fear. Yeah, I can't be growing anything fertile on that. Like, I know that. That's like, I'm too old for that, And I don't feel like it's an age thing. I feel like it's just people who, because I can't put it on, immaturity, because my daughter can see right from wrong and she's not, old. It's just basically people who just want things so quickly. Everybody who can't, endure, nobody, people who don't understand why delayed gratification exists, people who would never try to wait for their person. Oh, that was something else too. Someone was curious, like, I spoke about a guy that I knew that I was trying to throw it at the job. And he turned me down, but he explained like about this woman, and he did get the girl. He did marry that woman. Sorry, somebody was energetically asking me about this, but yes, he did get the girl. And would I say he's happy in his marriage? Absolutely, positively. With respect to business, I feel like he feels like there's more, but I feel like he married the right person, that it does not matter. So there's that part. It's like there are some things that you receive in a spouse that there's no amount of money could ever give you. And so by choosing the right spouse, he'll never be uncomfortable. Do we desire more? I feel like everybody does, no matter what, status they reach. I mean, clearly, people so much so they needed to, do crazy, illicit stuff. A lot of people aren't listening to, especially, I feel like these religious people who are caught in these situations where they don't want to look at the truth and understanding, like they're telling you right there that what P. Diddy did is a, mind you, this is also still very much so a distraction. Like I said, November 5th, they're voting on this, okay? But it's very much, what he did is, he's saying, oh, it was a ritual to play the basketball that way. Yes, it probably is a ritual, but it's about what you're trying to do by way of these rituals. And you kind of have to research it yourself and, understand. And it's not really supposed to be done like that. Like, these are things that may have just even been more of a, like, a testament to the fact that the clothes that they even wore back then were easily removed. You know what I mean? In these times, because somebody's trying. I think it was the Brat said it on like the Brat said it on their like whatever that morning show is with them. Breakfast Club or whatever it is, like, oh, it was Greek. That's why they had the people on the tables eating food off of them. And I'm like, no, that's actually some type of Japanese thing that came up for like, and then they used it for marketing purposes when they put it out when Brat was introduced to it. But and that that was the clear purpose of that. If you look back, there's a history to it though, a Japanese history to it as well. That was not. It was also to kind of degrade people, but that's also what it's meant to be in those instances. It's like, well, if your body and you are the most valuable thing, you're nothing more than a plate. And in some cultures, they break plates to show their happiness, right? I'm just trying to help you bring things home to what the rituals look like and the mindset of people who are doing these things. I'm just trying to help illuminate to people like why you want to stay away from groups like this and people who are like this. They are lost and discarded people. They need to be reduced down to nothing, in my opinion, non-existent. In my world they are. They come up in these readings because they have no choice. Well, they're in the comments and stuff like that too sometimes. So man, I'm not going all the way over there for that card. Yeah, there's a clear purpose. You have to have a clear purpose. I was saying that already earlier. You have to have a clear purpose when you're doing this. And the clear purpose, it cannot be against someone else's free will. And that's where they got it wrong. They wanted to do this to have control and power, which they do. A lot of people, didn't pay notice and make note of the fact that Beyonce has a hive, which is what witches call their covens. You know what I mean? There was someone that I met like years back when I was dating my first narcissist, but his friend was like into stuff and he hated that I liked her. But I'm like, no, she be hipping me onto some stuff. And he's like, stay away from my people. But now I get it. He didn't want me to wake up either. Of course not. Of course not. He was one of those people that was broken, manipulative, cheating on me with his baby mamas and they lying for him kind of energies. You know what I mean? So, exposing, you to stuff because they don't know how to have control over their own vessel. Those types of individuals. And it's like, well, wait a minute. No, you really genuinely like the person because they dropping knowledge on you and they having an issue with that. That should have told me something. It did, but I couldn't understand it then because I was like, well, wait a minute. No, because I was being so genuine. I didn't understand, Yes, people do have to. Yep. And I think that's what it was because I think he also knew like, well, if she starts to wake up and get more intuitive and she's already on to me because she's, because I'm already confronting baby mamas like, are you sure there's nothing up? And they're literally lying for him. So it was kind of like, well, what do you do in that situation? Because it's like, I was actually woman enough to be like, it don't feel right. But I should have been woman enough to just be like, it don't feel right. Let me let that go. Let me go ahead and just, fade out, just disappear. And I did eventually, but you know how narcs are. They'll call you. They'll get dry. They'll get, they'll have no other source because whoever it is that they were dealing with, they get fed off of that person. And that person gets a kick out of the fact that they don't know they're vampires, which they're really, we call them their minions when they're narcs, right? And what's crazy is there are total entire neighborhoods and communities that have succumbed to these types of energies in pursuit of just being negative against other people. It's just really weird. In pursuit of other people's happiness. What? That was a standalone kind of movie. Listen now. If you wasn't at practice, and then there's people who are like, oh, I was at practice. You were only at practice because you didn't want to look like one way or another. You weren't really outside in the backyard shooting hoops with your kid. You know what I mean? It's that kind of energy like, oh yeah, well that's my child. It's like, you didn't even know. You know what I mean? Like you had no idea. You weren't supporting me. You're just here because I allowed you to be. Because I didn't want to, acknowledge maybe that I couldn't trust you or that I couldn't, have you in my life in the proper way because you were just never going to be a good person to me. You know what I mean? And it's weird because people want to facade and take credit for they want to be in this team spirit. It's like, no, Because at the end of the day, I'm still the one on the court. If I lose the game, it's me. It's my name. It's my reputation. So no matter what, even if you came to cheer me on at the end of a few games, because that's what it feels like. It's like, oh, now that the tables have turned, people are like, oh, they got to get up. They don't have any. Where can they eat? If the table is turned, that means it flipped over and it's done. They looking around. Where can we go now? And they don't know how to survive without this. They don't know how to survive without others. That's why they continue to have they don't have a rock. That's why they continue to run away from, being their own rock. And that's the difficulty. Like I said, they can't survive without other people. So they ultimately can't be their own rock. So then they get caught up in these situations where they want to go snoop and sit and talk and engage in this team spirit energy. But it's like those days are done. I didn't even see that. Those days are done and gone. Yeah. Yeah. That adventure that these broken people have taken has got them all confused right now. That was very foolish of them. They should have considered what they were doing. And this person looked like they out on the streets in the middle of the desert. That's also the other energy that I got. Like, it's dry as a desert out there. Yeah, they're being forced to focus and take the initiative in their life to be diligent and spend their time wisely. Yeah. And they're just trying. I feel like they're trying so hard. That's the part. They're trying so hard to really figure out a way to be authentic and who they are and stuff like that. But they're stuck in these illusions because they don't want to admit what they did wrong. So until they admit what they did wrong, because here's the thing. Repentance is real. Like I said, sometimes it's the acknowledgement of the fact that you did something wrong and you want no parts of that and you're never going to do it again, that clears you, because other people don't get to say so with you, between you and what happens in your life, right? Because you know your rights and your wrongs and the things that you've done and if they were against other people or not, right? So that's why a lot of us hold our head high. People, why they think they better? No, I hold my head high because I don't have a choice. I was told I have to stand this way. I really, I'd like to be like chilling, because when I stand like this, everybody sees me. I look like a peacock out here amongst penguins, as I was told. From someone that I didn't even know at the time was another stinking penguin. I thought they were also a peacock. There's that part too, realizing that people that you thought were your friends, that were on your side, that had your best interest in mind, they were just really literally there to see how far they could get you to go, and then what kind of life. It's almost like these people who, it's like they're on the boat and they're the ones who pushed you off, but then instead of actually bringing you in, they want you to sit there in the lifesaver. Yeah, that's what it's called. I was thinking it was candy because I like to eat. But it's a little light. They want you to sit out in the lifesaver. No, stay out in the lifesaver and we'll just pull you back. And it's like, why can't I just get on the boat? Like I was already on. No, you're all wet. Yeah, because you pushed me in. Yeah. We don't. Yeah, we. And they don't really even have an excuse. They don't. Because if they look at themselves, it just sounds stupid. Anything that they could say, it just sounds dumb at this point. It sounds like, oh, okay, so you really crazy. You really know well. Oh gosh, we need to get you some help, sweetheart. Do you have a primary care physician? We have an emergency facility that's going to come right now and pick you. Like, I'm just being honest. These people have to be crazy. If not, I think the spells that they sent for you to be are going to come back. And they're going to be. Again, when I say spells, it's because they send this negative energy. Understand that if you believe in religion, then these are demons, okay? These are demonic entities and spirits. If you don't believe in it, then these are, you know what's up. So these are, at the end of the day, regardless, a lot of these individuals, they'll just remain broken. They'll be broken by the cycle, by the process, by the amount of endurance that it takes to achieve. They'll be broken by what they see you achieve, despite their, desolate attempts to go against you. It's just that's just the reality of it. It is what it is. And there's not much you can really say. And that was another download that I was getting too. It was one of those things like, yeah, like, oh, okay, the collective will understand that. It was just kind of like understanding. We get it. They not well. Like if they knew better, they do better. They don't want to do better. They don't. Yeah, these people are really lost and discarded souls. They just are. They've been reduced by their actions. Their value on the planet has been reduced by their actions. And that's okay. It's okay. We want to reduce the value of individuals that do things that are not good, right? That's how it should be. Anybody in disagreement with that, they're corrupt too. Let's go ahead and start calling out names. It's one of my favorite songs. And I feel like the collective is very much so also in some energy of definitely not afraid to call out names, but never have been. But the collective also feels like there's no need. A lot of people aren't worth we're not gonna waste our pretty breath. No. We use that breath to live. Why would we waste it talking about some idiots? You know what I mean? I'm only communicating things because other people don't know. Other people haven't healed. This may have led them to some information that helps to be a part of that process. You know what I mean? Helps confirm something that they know that they've done. Because in all of the readings that I've ever done one-on-one with somebody, that's what's happened. And I know it's kind of like it gets convoluted when you watch readings too. You need to be careful of that as well. You need to stick with readers who speak in an uplifting vibration, who acknowledge your greatness, because they can continue to beat you down with the way that they speak about things. You know what I mean? Because they're still in a low vibration as well. They're still, able to succumb to, certain. Again, there are people who are out here telling you what to do with your life and reading these cards, and they going on dates and spreading it, you know what I mean? But telling you, oh yeah, and seeing in your cards, but it's them too. A lot of the readers, what you see is them too. Okay? I'm just being honest about that. So if you see a reader that's constantly talking about, yeah, it's going to go great, and it is, and this is a cycle of this, and that's because that's true. If it relates to you, it's because you're probably one of their truest and, most sincerest followers that looks and watches. You know what I mean? Yeah. These cards are always good. This one says, she is the rising sun, marking the ending of darkness and the replenishment of life force after illness or devastation. She creates a clean slate and a fresh start. She protects and perseveres that which is worthy of the heart. She shines in a perpetual state of divine beauty and radiance, attracting to us the most supportive and honoring circumstances. That's where my true collective is going. The people that actually hit that like button, because that's what actually hitting the like button does. It affirms all the positivity, right? Because the like is in the upright, right? It confirms all the positive and upright energy that you see on this table that represents goodness of spirit and uprightness of mind. And that's why you hit the like button. It's not about me, because I don't make anything off of this. You know what? That's not true. I know my merit making. So I'm not going to be confused about that. I don't care if, 2 of my likes are my own. Because I do a celebrity tarot table, which, that's what I wanted to bring up too. I don't know, but something just told me that one of the, the Empress energy, because I don't believe that I'm in an Empress energy. I believe that I dabble in the Empress energy from time to time as needed, but I'm in a High Priestess energy. But the Empress energy, who was waiting for someone that had a baby, if you don't identify with that, you're like, that is not a part of my story. I don't have this, and, this, that, and the other. That is because it's not you. That's Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande also reads her own tarot cards. So yes, we as readers are going to pick up on her energy heavy because she's already in the public eye. Like there's there's many and millions of people that watch her. And if she pulls her own cards, we know her, right? By way of her celebrity, which is what people see in a lot of these cards too. So, but I feel like there's a divine masculine who also reads cards, but people don't know that. People know that this person is spiritual. People know that this person be knowing. But I don't think they know that. Let's just say that. And I guess that might be difficult to kind of manage and put together depending on what, what genre and venue you're in. You know what I mean? Because you can't be, I don't know, it's just like you can't, there's certain things you wouldn't find someone in politics doing just because it doesn't, look appropriate for someone in that to be, associated with this, right? But I feel like there's a change that's taking place, and a part of this ascension is for people to be able to be feeling comfortable in their own skin and being their authentic self, because it's been so much of a like pushing down of what people feel comfortable doing with themselves that shouldn't offend other people, that's caused all of this shame, the feeling of shame and the feeling of rejection and the feeling of fear. You get it? Just like in the comments, first thing somebody's saying, "Oh, you mad because you were born black?" No, actually, you feel me? No, because it seems like you're a bit jealous right now. You feel me? Like, I'm just being honest, because we don't go around, going into other people like, "Oh, are you mad because you were born?" We don't care. It's not a priority, because we understand that life is more than that. That's the unfortunate part for those individuals, that they still feel like life is just about that. They're so antiquated of mind. Those may be first timers on the planet. They don't even see, okay? They don't see reincarnation. Because you black. So it is what it is. Like, it is what it is. Ignorance is ignorance. And, misery loves company. That's also a download. Stay in your lane. And I get it. We as a collective are those types of individuals. We've already been through those situations where it seems like, we've experienced that kind of like racism type like energy from people around us, where we can handle someone yelling and screaming in our face and we're like, "I hope you heal. I hope you heal." And this person's just going crazy. It's like one of those like crazy people where it's like you're leaving and you're walking out the door with your stuff and they're coming behind you trying to grab your stuff and throw it. And it's like, yo, I'm leaving your presence and you still acting crazy? Like, this doesn't make sense. Like, you've just been crazy from the gate. And when I realized it, I let you know. Because I was getting ready to dismiss myself from you. Like, and then they get mad when you actually do it. That's the crazy part. It's like, but you showed me who you were. You showed me you were either a thief or a liar or a cheater or a manipulator, or you were conniving, or you were jealous, or you were envious, or you like to gossip, or I can go through the low vibrational energies that we disassociate ourselves from. Why people think we're antisocial. No, we just keep our energy pure and clean. That's why people love it here. Okay? Real talk. That's why people love it here. It's because we do keep that. That's really who we are. Some people, it was funny because a girlfriend of mine was on the phone with me, and I happened to be out getting something. And I was talking to the person that I was ordering with, and she was listening to me place my order. And when I finished my order, she goes, "See, now I get it." She said, "I understand why you're a part of the vibration, why you're here leading the vibration." I was like, "What are you talking about?" She was like, "Because of the way you handle it." She was like, "Some people might even look and think you're trying to flirt." She was like, "But I know you, and you treat me that way." So she's like, "I know you're not flirting. You're just being a genuinely happy, bubbly, energetic person because you want to receive it." And I was like, "Well, yeah, but I can't not be me. And the only time I like close that down is when people don't deserve it." So that's what people are starting to notice now. They're like, "Oh, wait a minute. We're not getting access to that because this person knows we don't deserve it." Like, if you're like me, I have thousands of followers on Facebook and Instagram, but I don't follow people. I don't really. No. And it's not like I'm trying to be like, "Oh, I'm like this or like that." No, it's because over the course of time, I've been shown there's not a lot of reciprocity. You know what I mean? So I don't know that I should be following people. I know that people should be following me. I know what I've done. I know how I've acted. I know how I've treated people, you know, but that's who we are. Those are the people that are trying to change and raise the vibration of the planet. And that's why we can't be bothered with all these other people all the time, and why we isolate ourselves and we seem antisocial. It's because other people want to diminish our value by trying to throw their negative energy on us when they're in our presence. And we don't have time for that. We don't have time for other people's, their brokenness is their responsibility. because ours was most certainly ours, right? Now, it is different. Holding space is different. There's a difference. That's the other thing, too. A lot of people expect for you to come and be like, well, I know, because you're intuitive. People are waiting. Well, they know that we need their help. No, 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 no. Spirit already let us know, like, until people come and repent and acknowledge that they even need the assistance. What's the other song I kept hearing? It was Flavor Flav, too, and it keeps coming up in my head. Uh, I think it's Can't Trust It. Let me see. Because it had me dying. Because every time I hear it, I'll be jamming. Y'all don't understand. I'll be in here going crazy and dancing. But it's so good, too, because it's part of that sacral chakra energy release. So don't discount that. Oh, and I was talking the other day about like going back and looking at where you were 10 years ago. And something popped up for me that was like 11 years ago or something like that. I think it was like 11 or more years ago. And essentially it was like, it had to do with Zumba. So maybe there's something like with dancing or something that may be related or significant. But it reminded me of like, oh yeah, I remember my body was in like the best shape that I ever had ever when I was doing Zumba. So it kind of ignited this new like passion because with me, routines kind of get a little boring except for hiking. I could hike every day before the sun comes up so I can sit with the sun in the morning. So that's just me. Hold on, wait a minute. No, it's not that one either. It's definitely a Flavor Flav and Public Energy song. Running for your life. That's the part I keep remembering. Running for your life. Can't do nothing for you. Yeah, these people are cut out completely. That's why this shit keep coming in my head every day. Excuse me for my language, but they're running for their life right now. Listen to the lyrics of that song. It was you that chose to do it. I mean, it literally lays out what we've been saying with respect to justice being served right now. It's taking place all over the planet. I don't know why these little penny Annie, like, Rudy Poot ass, people don't realize it's a part of their problem too. See? You're a part of the problem, whoever that is that just jumped in here. But I'm going to make sure you jump your ass out of here, too. And got the nerve to put your name in there like a mod or something. Like, you're wild. Even trying to have a name that seems somewhat high vibrational. That's wild. You're just impersonating everything and anything that they can to try to pervert things. And I hate that. But yeah, that's the song. That's the song for sure. That is the song that you need to listen to. Can't do nothing for you, man. I can't do nothing for you, man. That's literally where you look like this right now, homie. I can't do nothing for you, man. And if you didn't notice, the person in the middle is like the middleman. So maybe these people were, however they were utilizing your energy or whatever it is, however they were getting away with whatever it was, everybody realized that you're the source now. So they're cutting out the middleman because they're realizing, well, you just make everything more difficult, or you've increased the prices, because of you being here, and you don't need to exist because it's not a requirement. I don't even know how you got here. Like, I must have been confused to not just go directly to see about what I need, because you are pretending like it's because these people are pretending like it's them that actually provides this. However this relates to your story, because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but I'm talking. Okay? And that's usually because there's something significant to what I'm saying. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, but you can't just let them know. I can't do nothing for you, man. If they call you, I can't do nothing for you, man. But honestly, I feel like a lot of people will not have your phone number. If you're like me, like, I only gave this phone number out to like one other person, like, on the planet. Other than my homegirl, Divine Masculine. Only other person in my life that got the number. Whether or not he got the message that was my number, I don't know. No, but that's just the honest truth. Like, You have to be in that energy. You're in this constant state of flow right now where everything that you're experiencing, you understand it. You're over the hump, the first hump, if you will, because I feel like you also know, like, okay, but you've also realized, okay, well, this isn't so bad, this isn't like, and then you have a support system, which you've realized too, like, okay, now where I'm in this new support system, and I have these things and people and places, etc., that I have available to me, and all these resources, all these opportunities, right? Everything's just kind of flowing in, and it's like, if you take one step, somebody's like, oh, come sit up here. It's really amazing, in my personal opinion. The way I've been experiencing, that's what it's like. Oh, it's almost kind of like, okay, so once I was planning a trip out to Cali right before I decided to move there. And then my girlfriend decided the last minute that she didn't want to go. So I was driving by myself. So I decided to leave earlier. But then, you can't check into a hotel until about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But I arrived at boop, 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 9 a.m. So I still went, and I was like, well, I'm here early. Could I leave my bags here and I'll go down to the beach? And I was like, is there a possibility that I could, check in early? Is there a room? And she was like, actually, yes, there is. Why is the room like an upgraded room? It's at the top of the hotel. It's overlooking the beach. And it was just like, oh, this is exactly what I needed. Because I didn't realize it then, but that was the beginning of my spiritual journey. And I believe that was, God's way of letting me know, like, hey, no, I got you. We going to experience this on an everyday basis. Just follow my lead, and I'll continue to show you this bliss in the midst of chaos. When it looks like there's chaos, I'm going to show you how you just avoid it and avert it, because you're following the guidance that you should be. Good choices. That's the other song that I put up. 142 and 144. There's somebody that's a part of the 144, maybe even your person, that misses you, because 142 was up and then 144 was up when I opened it this time. Let's see. What was that? What did I just say? Shit. Forgot. What's that other song? Oh, yeah. Okay. E40's Choices. You gotta listen to that too. That's a part of the downloads. Goodness gracious. Maybe because I say choices and my voice automatically wants to do that little kid's voice, because there was some type of little thing I used to watch. The little girl said it like that. She said it funny. Going to make good choices. All right. This is one of my favorite songs, and if you don't know about me, I'm from Oakland, so Oakland raised me, so. But this song is called Choices, and go through the lyrics. Ever squeeze the trigger? Yeah. Ever set a nigga up? No. Ever helped a brother out when he was down on the slump? You a sap? No. You a boss player? You a Mac? Yeah. Let me hold a couple dollars. No. Let me hold a couple. They're gonna be coming back with that big time. Nope. What you need to say to those people? Nope. I don't care if they were there for you, or they seem to have been for you, or they try to bring up something when, don't matter. It doesn't matter. Again, one of the things that I've learned too is that sometimes by helping other people, you are taking on their karma. You are taking on their karmic debt, because you're removing whatever it is that's brought them to that cycle that they're in, that they're experiencing whatever it is that they're experiencing. They're supposed to walk through that. Now, let's say you created an organization where they could apply for something and it was a total stranger type of situation, and this funding was available to them, and they had a process that they had to go through to receive it. That's when I feel it is appropriate, when they actually have to have some skin in the game. You know what I mean? No more handouts. That's all I know. That's all I was told to say. They got to have some skin in the game. Yeah. Because a lot of people are only around because they're looking for a handout, is what I'm hearing. So put it into that. Separate from that. Leave that situation alone. Yep. Look, what was right behind it. Leave that situation alone, because it's basically it's dipping in your, resources, and you want to keep your resources, attractive. You also want to keep them secret too. Like whatever's happening in this next phase, you want to keep people out that mix too. That's definitely been a huge part of it. But I feel like the collective is great at doing this. I feel like nobody can tell what you're doing, when, where, while, how. It's actually causing people to be more mysteriously, like curiously interested too. And then as a result, you're more standoffish, and then they're just like, wait a minute. Because then they're like, wait, they almost feel like they lost information. You know, like, wait a minute, did we miss something? Because it's almost like you do this switch up, you know? And I think decidedly so, you know? Some people, you know, just didn't think that you had learned all the rules to the game, and now they're like, oh, we don't want to play anymore. And it's like, well, no. I just got the rules down. I just learned the rules. You know? Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end it here because there's literally nothing else that needs to be said. Let me get this last karmic out of here before I close this. You know? Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end it. And ain't nobody no cougar. Nothing else that needs to be said. Ain't nobody attracted to you at all, sir. Karmic out of here before I close this. So, wishful thinking. All right, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.